Welcome to the series on DBMS tutorial. In this series of part 1 we will be talking about what is data, what is database, understanding DBMS architecture types, DBMS versus RDBMS. Data is nothing but the facts, statistics, information about items or observations. In technical sense, data is set of values of qualitative and quantitative variables about one or more persons or objects. As we know, data is differentiated in terms of quantitative and qualitative data. Qualitative data is the descriptive information and quantitative data can be the numerical information. As we know, qualitative data is descriptive information. Let's consider the airplane. The qualitative information of the airplane can be like color of the airplane, that is white and red. And features of the airplane like it can fly high. And it has a long body. Quantitative information of the object can be divided into two categories. One is discrete, and the other is continuous. Discrete information is something like that takes only the certain values, like number of wheels in an airplane, or number of windows in an airplane, and this number will no change. Continuous data is something that can take any value, like amount of time the flight can travel, or the quantity of petrol the fuel tank can hold. A database is an organized collection of structured information, or data, typically stored electronically in a computer system. Typically we can consider database as collection of data for easily accessing and managing data. The purpose of the database is to operate a large amount of information by storing, retrieving, and managing data. Normally, databases are managed by DBMS, that is Database Management System. Now let's understand, what is DBMS? A database management system, that is DBMS, is a software designed to store, retrieve, define, and manage data in a database. A database management system functions through the use of system commands, that is first receiving instructions from a database administrator in DBMS. Then instructing the system accordingly, either to retrieve data, modify data, or load existing data from the system. Now we will be understanding the types of DBMS architecture. There are three different DBMS architectures. One-tier architecture. In this architecture, the database is directly available to the user. It means the user can directly sit on the DBMS and uses it. Any changes done here will directly be done on the database itself. It doesn't provide a handy tool for end users. The one-tier architecture is used for development of the local application, where programmers can directly communicate with the database for the quick response. Next, the two-tier architecture. The two-tier architecture is same as basic client-server. In the two-tier architecture, applications on the client end can directly communicate with the database at the server side. For this interaction, APIs like ODBC, JDBC are used. The server side is responsible to provide the functionalities like query processing and transaction management. In the picture we can see the user communicates from the client side and do the process of data available in the database. The three-tier architecture. The three-tier architecture contains another layer between the client and server. In this architecture, client can't directly communicate with the server. The application on the client end interacts with an application server which further communicates with the database system. End user has no idea about the existence of the database beyond the application server. The database also has no idea about any other user beyond the application. Now, we'll discuss the difference between DBMS versus RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System. In RDBMS, data stored is in table format, whereas in DBMS data stored is in the file format. In RDBMS, multiple data elements are accessible together, and in DBMS, individual access of data elements. In RDBMS, data in the form of a table are linked together, and in DBMS has no connection between data. RDBMS support distributed database, whereas DBMS has no support for distributed database. RDBMS supports multiple users, whereas DBMS supports a single user. In RDBMS, data is stored in a large amount, whereas in DBMS, data stored in a small quantity. Example of RDBMS is Oracle SQL Server etc., where in DBMS XML, Microsoft Access.